You either grow or die, and I'll choose grow every time.
At least 4 billion useless eaters will be eliminated by the year 2050.
Whenever a truth is heard, there's no going back. You are the main character in the video game of life.
I personally don't believe anything they say, right down to the God they claim they worship.
Life is too short to not make understanding the truth a priority.
Here's the thing about the music business. It's a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs. Also, there's a negative side.
It's all dualistic.
You could stack up all their math books, all their science books, and even put all their degrees stacked up on top of that, and you still wouldn't be high enough to see the curvature.
No two people should ever agree completely on everything. If that happens, one of them isn't thinking for themselves.
We're just regular people who know we're being lied to. We're tired of it.
The bottom line is, there's only one choice left, and that's to dismantle this whole thing from the top down.
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys. Happy
Good.
Monday.
Happy Monday. You know, it's great, Allie, to finally be on a stream, the two of us. I love it.
Samesies. And I've been like, I get to do Jonah. It's gonna be a fun day.
There we
I've
go.
told several people actually.
I love it.
So they'll be watching.
Well, thanks for everybody who reposted. Cram, of course. Appreciate you, brother.
So a bunch of them
There
pop
we
up.
go. I love it, Cram. And thank you, Peace Jen, also known as Foray, for reposting. So what do we got here? We got a couple good. Well, actually, before we get to the topics, there's a couple things I want to touch on. Of course, remember always to check out and subscribe to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com. So you've got the main Phone Booth podcast page. Philosopher King, Dualistic, Here's the Thing, Pick is In, Mind of Madness, Fasting Fake, Detoxing the Matrix with yours truly, Allie, Translucid, and it goes on. So don't forget, definitely check out all of those wonderful things and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an update. And occasionally, we're actually also starting to go live only to Substack while recording, so the exclusive opportunities to get on the show before it's released to everybody else. So good stuff. And last but not least, at least for the housekeeping items in the beginning, we've got Can-Am bullion. So make sure if you do want to invest in gold or silver, check it out here. Of course, that's where you can get your gold, silver, platinum, etc. It's considered a store of wealth, a hedge against inflation, whatever you want to call it. But if that's your deal, and if you're not into trading the markets like Allie or I, then go ahead and consider getting yourself some precious metals.
If you want to invest, metals are where to go. If you want to, get in and get out, then hey, day trading's the way.
All right. True. And in fact, I've been a day trader only when it comes to touching crypto because I can't stand the stuff. So I'll jump in and out just to take skim a little off the top, but I won't hold it.
Yeah, no, I got annihilated on taxes the first year that I traded crypto. And I was like, okay, hard pass. I'm out. So I've never traded it since. I will not touch it. It's just a different rule set. So, and yes, when you are a business, you guys, you do have to pay taxes. So it's a thing.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. So I love it. All right. So we've got a couple of topics we wanted to touch on. Did you want to start with MAHA and kind of roll forward from there?
Do you have the video that I posted with Denny?
I believe so. Let me see.
Okay, so that's a good one to start with. And then I pulled up it's just articles on my site. I didn't find any videos because I haven't had time to make them and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't had time to search for them. So, but the Reese's, Reese's peanut butter cups, the Reese family thing, we got to talk about that. That's got to be. You found
I
any?
love that.
Awesome.
I love that. I found Denny. Here we go.
All right.
Crumbling right before our eyes. The MAHA movement is crumbling right before our eyes. Last November, the EPA approved new pesticide ingredients containing forever chemicals for use on food crops like lettuce, potatoes, and grains. Earlier this month, a federal executive order classified glyphosate as critical to national supply chains, prioritizing domestic production, despite billions of dollars in lawsuits. And now the EPA has just drafted new rules to increase levels of forever chemicals that are legally present in public drinking water. This decision may be the most consequential as drinking water standards affect nearly every municipal system in the country and carry multi-decade public health risks. PFAS are called forever chemicals for a reason. They do not meaningfully break down. They accumulate in the environment and in human tissue. They've been detected in blood samples across the US. They cross the placenta and exposure compounds over time. We were promised cleaner food, safer water, and protection from toxin exposure. Instead, we're expanding it. If we were serious about making America healthy again, policies would reflect biology, not lobbying and industrial pressure.
I mean,
Right?
you can't argue with his points there.
It's true. So, my take on all of this, I've been manifesting cleaner everything, is just to get into a different timeline. That's my answer to everything. But there's a lot of people that are focusing on that, which means that in a lot of timelines, it is going to continue exactly as it is because they're so focused on it rather than getting into a solution mindset. They're like, oh, we have to change it here. So yeah, I had posted that one to kind of see what the gauge was on people that follow me and that I interact with. And it was a lot more positive than it has been in the past, which was really cool, which
That's
means
nice.
that a lot of people are seeing, okay, all of this exists in whatever timeline, but the way to change it moving forward is to get solutions and then manifest those solutions. It was really cool when I started seeing the reactions to it rather than, I should say, responses to it rather than reactions.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot going on between the timelines. I find different information a lot of days, and it's interesting. We had one day, I loved this, where RFK was like actually legit for everything, and there was proof. And then we went into a weird timeline for a couple of days, and I'm like, no, we saved this information, and it wasn't on anything. We couldn't find it at all, but a bunch of us remembered it, so we're like, whatever. But the solution realistically is this is across the board, start just doing things within the community, the homesteads, the farmsteads, growing your own, farmers markets. We were just talking about that. And remove big pharma and all of this out of our food chain, because that's the only way to do it. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Buy local, support local, grow your own stuff. Sup, Snoop?
Hey.
Krem says, dude, I'm like the guy on the couch, ain't even got to say anything. I love it. Wonderful. Yeah. So, no, I mean, it's interesting because, like, you have on the one hand, you have this, like, I think to his point, because everybody's rejoicing on one hand that this administration has reduced the vaccine requirements for children, right? Okay, great. But if they're just substituting it if they're just adding it to food or other things like the glyphosate expansion that they're doing, then isn't it just speaking out of one side of the mouth and doing something else with,
theater. Exactly. It is quite literally theater. Oh, so fun. What was it? I don't know, probably a year ago, and I won't say the name because I know somebody will like have a shit fit about it, but we got wheat berries from a very large company that is homestead based, all of that. Supposedly everything's clean and hadn't had previous issues. Started making, so we sprout the wheat berries and, do the flatbreads and I do breads and stuff. and both of us started having stomach issues. And we're like, huh, that's weird. So still has some of the older one in a bucket because it's dry, whatever. Was fine with that one. So something happened between, and I posted it a while back, and everybody's like, did you report it? No, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if their specific farms are clean, because everything around them is not clean. So it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
And even growing your own, we have to worry about the water working on a well.
Well, and in fact, like with all the Roundup and the glyphosate and everything else, like Monsanto's behind all of that, right?
And so is Bayer.
There you go. But you know what's interesting? Do you know how Monsanto grew from a startup to being this behemoth that now controls all of the pesticides in our entire country?
Yes and no. Go ahead.
They were the ones who produced Clockwork. Not Clockwork. That's the movie Clockwork.
Yeah.
Agent Orange.
Yes.
In Vietnam, and so that's part of the reason why they drug out the war so much, so that they could just drop all of these chemicals on this one patch of jungle that literally after the first 10 rounds or whatever didn't change anything. Everything was already dead, basically, right? So they just kept, for years upon years, they just kept dropping all these chemicals to just infuse all this money into Monsanto to make it the beast it is today.
That's really gross.
Yeah.
And of course, our military is tested on also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's in all your food if you're not buying local. Yeah. So,
I mean, even if you do. So I have a lot of people ask me about like the water and things like that. Like if you're growing in the city, you are being fluoridated, and that's going into your food, even if you are growing your own. So you have to have the filters, you have to have everything. And we noticed a huge difference going from Vegas to here. Out here, we're not fluoridated at all. And the amount of nastiness in the water, I was very impressed with how good our water is. And the plants grow completely different. So if it's affecting the plants like that growing, what's it doing to your body?
Imagine. Yeah.
I love when people are like, I have a Brita filter. Cool. So you're reducing the amount of chlorine. Good job. So many people argue that too. And I'm like, no, you want to see what it actually pulls out. RO and distilled. In fact, with you traveling, RO and distilled's pretty easy. You can get the countertop ones now.
I actually do have a countertop distiller.
Awesome. Yeah, it's like the best thing. And then you can put your crystals in it.
There you go.
Yeah, crystal water. And I have to do the copper plug because everyone knows I'm psycho about copper.
I love it.
Crystal water and copper.
I have a copper thermos for my water as well. So
you'll never feel like shit. And I hate it when people are like, I'm sick. No, you're not sick. Your body's detoxing. But across the board, people that drink out of the copper mugs, copper jugs, all of that, like, you've got a lot going on in the water, and that purifies it. So there you go. You don't have to fight that.
There you go. Yeah, it's interesting. And actually, I get a kick out of this. So the company that I was getting my methylene blue from is because I would never mixed it with anything, I would always just take it straight. And initially, they had all these third-party tests that say it's like totally pure and everything. But I could, at a certain point, this is like about 8 months ago, I could taste a difference. So I reached out to him and I'm like, what's changed in your formula? Because there's definitely more of I'm not sure if it's like a synthetic or like a rubbery taste, whereas it wasn't there before. Like I distinctly feel a difference. And they're like, oh, what's your batch number? Maybe we could tell you. And I'm like, it should be a solid no. Nothing's changed. We're still completely pure. So I just stopped buying from them because I'm like, I don't know what I'm taking anymore, you know?
Wow.
So no more Blue Tongue Jonah.
Yeah. Wow. I'm actually happy about that one. You know my view on.
I know. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm getting a kick out of telling you.
I was keeping my mouth shut for a second. I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes.
Snoop says I'm on that methylene booth. I love it.
No idea. That's funny. Copper pipes, nice. Farrah
Yeah.
just posted have copper pipes. I wish. And our next house definitely will. And I don't care how much it costs. It's not even a matter of that anymore. It's what's your health worth. So yeah, copper pipes are amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely more expensive, massively
yeah.
more expensive, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Rao 2 Howard says, do you have any research on the runoff of the reverse osmosis? Is it absolutely disposed or is it reusable?
So our system is a split. So it's an under sink split. I can word really. And the the clean water goes into the container that holds it until we turn it on and it releases. So the split system has the runoff, which just goes down the drain. And we actually have a septic system. So it would just go into the septic system. I know some people, I know a couple farmers that do, they save all the water from the split system, but I got nothing on that one. Also, I can say that they are already running well, so it wouldn't be the municipal nasty that they're dealing with. So they're running
Mhm.
RO or distilled for their drinking water rather than running the full system, whatever, into the house from the well. I know there's different systems. We'll eventually deal with that, but my limited knowledge on that is there. But I do know people that use a split system and they use the runoff, but if you're in the city, absolutely no fucking way. No way.
Yeah. Now that's the one thing that as I float around in my RV over the coming months or years or whatever, however long it's going to be, God only knows. But
Forever. And you're going to love it. It's going to be fucking amazing.
I love it already. I mean, I love this little space. I mean, it's a big space for being an RV, so I love it. I love it already. But the one thing that is like on the back of my mind, every RV park that I'm looking at settling down in for a period of time, I'm like, how's the water here? I wonder, you know? So
you're gonna want to run the test, or not run the test, but well, you want to get testing stuff also. But whatever city it's connected to, and that's where they get their water, that's the easiest way to check. Like out here, we are on, so our system is a little bit different because we've got Bakersfield on one side that all of the water here runs down to. So we're not connected to that. I have a lot of people, oh, you're by Bakersfield, their water's gross. I'm like, yeah, they get water from us and then they get treated. So all of ours is local that we're getting. We have the river, we have the canals, and then we have the lake. And so when you look at the website, you have to make sure you know the vicinity that it's in, because I know in Florida a lot of them are split because the water table's so high. So definitely just check whatever county it's in and then see what water companies are there, and all of it'll be there on the about. Now keep in mind it's always 6 months behind, but it'll give you an idea.
Well, it's been nice here in Georgia because kind of a similar situation you were describing. Being up in the mountains, all of civilization is down that way. So all the water just runs that way. So being on a well is wonderful.
Yep, it is. We were at the river the other day, and the other Virgo's swimming in the water, and I'm like, pee in it for Bakersfield. It's probably
hilarious.
Cleaner than what they're getting.
Yeah, absolutely. Kram says, I've skipped every single supplement / medical trend for the last 6 years. Not one ivermectin or Blue Chew. Are you sure you haven't had Blue Chew, Kram? Are you sure?
Blue Chew is methylene blue, right?
No. The Blue Chew is like the male stimulant.
Oh.
It's
right.
like, yeah.
You can tell I don't deal with that, so I'm like.
There you go. Rauti Howard says, instead of a Brita filter, if you store water overnight, does that actually dechlorinate it?
So chlorine evaporates, yes, but chlorine's not what you're worried about. It's everything else they put in it.
Yeah. So I think the fluoride will evaporate as well within 45 minutes or so. No?
No.
All right.
Nope. Yeah.
Too heavy? Yeah.
Too heavy. And boiling water actually makes the fluoride worse because it's now more of a concentrate. We've done a lot of tests on that one because in Vegas, they raised it almost by double. And that was the main reason that we did not care how we got out of the city. We were getting out of the city. And yeah, like
Well,
we,
and then
yeah, it was bad.
if you also iodine supplementation is really key, because the fluoride and the iodide
Binds.
they bind to this. Well, it actually uses the same receptor in your cell. Like, so if your cells have the iodine that it craves, it won't grab onto the fluoride. So, and actually the iodine will displace the fluoride and kick it out.
And most people are iodine deficient. So
especially in the Midwest, the further you live from the ocean.
Yeah.
But everybody, but also not just everybody, but especially women, because the female organs and tissues metabolize more iodine and need more iodine. So I actually know a young lady, she's a little older than I, but she's a young lady. She actually had some cysts forming in her breasts. Started supplementing iodine at my recommendation. The cysts dissolved completely and reversed. She was completely cyst free. Her doctor didn't know why or how. Everything just cleaned up so quick. But iodine, especially if you live in the Midwest.
It also helps with parasites, which are what cysts are actually.
All cancer is, yep.
Yeah, all cancer, you guys. I love when I do my plugs, so I'm going to do this one. All cancer, cysts, parasites, inside, it's all great. Anything, tumors, cysts, all of that is your body forming a capsule around the nasties, whether it is a toxin, a heavy metal, a parasite, a bacteria, a fungus, whatever is not supposed to be there. So when they do biopsies and they rip that open, they've released all of the work that the body has done to contain it and get rid of it and break it down. And don't get biopsies. I'm like die hard about that.
And that's what a mammogram does too. They try to pop the bubble.
Yep.
They try to traumatize the cells and pop the bubble.
Yep.
So
scary.
Cram says, now I do supplement iodine. No blue chew needed. I love it. I
supplement iodine also and magnesium.
Do you do the blue chew as well? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't need to.
No.
And neither does he. So that was why I was like,
there you go. Okay. So with the iodine, there's a really great brand that they're called Zen House, but they have not only the iodine, but they have selenium in the capsule with the iodine. Obviously, the best way to take iodine is in the liquid form.
Yes.
But as a supplement to pair with that is if you take the iodine that's in the pellet form that has the selenium from Zen House. Selenium actually binds to the the fluoride that has been kind of kicked out of the cell receptor by the iodine. And that, because oftentimes if you start to take iodine, you'll get those detox symptoms of your body trying to get rid of the fluoride that's now just floating free. The selenium will bind with it and get it out of your system, detox symptom free. So yeah, tricks of the trade, baby.
People are like, wait, what? Yeah, right? I'm sure there's a bunch of people like, what just happened? Yeah, when you guys understand minerals, you are much healthier and your body detoxes less. Notice I'm not like, you're sick less, because sick is detoxing.
Yeah.
Man, that drove me crazy over the fucking winter. Everybody's like, I'm sick. No, you're not. You're detoxing. Like, stop eating sugar and preservatives and all the nasties, and your body detoxes quicker.
Well, and also, if you think about it, during the summer, why do people get sick, quote unquote, in the winter? If you think about it, during the summer, you're sweating, your body is naturally detoxing. As it gets colder, you don't detox as fast, so it catches up to you, and then your body has to go to extreme measures in order to be detox. It's normal.
Also, think of all of the holidays that they have. And we have holidays like every 45 days, if you look across the board, give or take, right? So every 4 to 6 weeks, we have a holiday. They're all based with candies, sugars, all of this nastiness. You go on a date. What do? You go out to eat. Why? Don't do that. You go to see a movie. You got popcorn and candy and all this stuff. It's not healthy like it was when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it just, it blows my mind that people think this is normal. With the chainmail stuff that I'm making, I've had so many people go, oh, how easy is it to let out during the winter? And I'm like, I don't gain weight. Like, why would that? But it's a thing. Like, apparently it's a thing where people are like, oh yeah, everybody gains weight over the holidays. No, not everybody.
The
But
exception makes the rule, Allie.
but if you think about how many people are detoxing during the holidays and how many people are gaining weight during the holidays, those go together. So you have sugars and you have preservatives, and I just got to have those sweets at the holidays. Like I was making fun of Peeps the other day because I want to dress Jasper up as a Peep because he's cute, he's adorable. But I actually already ordered his hoodie. It has ears, but I know he'll have ears and ears, whatever. But it's one of those like
dualistic, right?
Dualistic. It's just every single holiday. Like you have Valentine's. It was, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or whatever. And it's just, you go in the stores and it's just sugar, nasty chemicals everywhere. And you wonder why you feel like shit. So stop eating sugar and preservatives, people. It's literally like poisoning you.
Yeah, I was actually talking to somebody the other day. They couldn't believe that I haven't had a soda in like 15 years. I'm like, why would I drink aspartame?
I just posted, I think it was yesterday. It was Pepsi versus Coke, but it was actually about the lawsuit against Nestle. And that I think San Francisco's doing it right now. And it's just like they're poisoning you. And awesome that San Francisco, and I highly doubt it'll go anywhere because it's San Francisco. Like, whatever, they don't care. Like, they removed all of their homeless and fed them to McDonald's back in, I don't know, what was it, 2 years ago now? I think it's already been 2 years, damn. But so the reality, it's not going to go anywhere, but it's cool that it hit the news and like the mainstream news also. Like I found several, I don't even know what the news stations are, like NBC or ABC. I don't even whatever it is, but I found a bunch of videos about them talking about San Francisco standing up and all this. I'm like, that's not going to last, but it's cool that it's being brought to light. And so there's the Exposure app is the one that I downloaded. There's like 3 or 4 others that have popped up. And that's a huge thing where they're showing where origins are of things and what chemicals. And the best part about it that I'm loving is they're comparing the US food supply to food, use lightly. Yeah, we'll go with products, food product supply to the UK. And even in, what was it? I think it was like Chips Ahoy cookie or something. From us to the UK, theirs is like this long of the ingredient list, and ours is like this long. It should be this long. It's cookies. It's got like 5 ingredients.
Yeah. Okay. So have you ever heard of the app Yuka? So everybody watching too, this is a great app if you haven't seen it. YUKA. It's a little cartoon carrot as the logo. But it basically, when you're in the grocery store, if you find yourself unfortunate enough to be in one of those, you can scan the barcode on any item and it will give you on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the best, how healthy or unhealthy a food is. And it will break down any ingredients that are either yellow for caution or red for toxic. And so you can see at a scan what the quality of whatever because some of the healthy foods that they sell you are not actually healthy. So it's just good. It's a great app for that. Yeah. So you use that one as well, Allie?
I have the free version of that downloaded, which you can do like 3 of them or something scanning. I ended up buying the Exposure app. So yeah. You know
what else is a really great app? It's called Seed Oil Scouts, SOS. And people just randomly, like, they'll talk to restaurant owners or whatever, and they'll say, hey, how seed oil free are you? And so it'll be ranked from like a red flag to yellow to green to like triple green if it's super clean. And there are actually, you'll be surprised, there are actually a number of restaurants out there that will like don't have any seed oil on the premises. Nice. They only use like ghee or other natural fats for any of their fried foods. It's really cool.
Is it from an Amish farm?
You would think. Let's see. Cram says, no, not everybody gains weight, I think, is over the winters of the holidays. Yeah, let me get a McBurn. Make that a double McBurn. Oh, McBun. That's funny.
You guys remember that, right? Like when, what's his bucket? What's his name? I live in California, so know his name. I just really don't care enough. So dude, he looks like he should be on a movie set, but he has like the gray floofy hair, whatever. It's New something. Somebody help me out. Nobody? Everybody's like, I don't even know. Anyways, Newsome, there you go.
Yeah.
So when she was coming through for the China Walk, whatever it was, and they literally like cleared the streets of all the homeless in like a couple of days, and everybody's like, where did they go?
And they didn't come back after?
Oh no. Nope. They were gone. So yeah, we're like, yeah, he sold those to McDonald's.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he didn't even question, or he didn't even like, when people question it, he didn't even like, I had to get rid of them. Okay. They're people. Just throwing it out there. Like they're meat suits.
So back to the MAHA thing.
Oh yeah.
So we've got, obviously there are some good things coming, some apparently good things coming, almost like it almost feels like they're throwing a bone to the conspiracy theorists or the
New
truthers.
scum, yes.
Yeah, new scum, exactly. Because like I said about the vaccines, it seems like they're reducing the childhood vaccine schedule. Great. But then this thing that passed in November, it's now they're now increasing the amounts of toxins in the food. And who knows now if they replace all those 11, I think they're down to 11 vaccines in the childhood vaccine schedule now. But now,
We've been trying to manifest that, so that's awesome. I haven't been checking on it at all.
If they put it, if instead of, it's like 11 instead of 72.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing improvement until you stop and realize that they're replacing all of those 11 with mRNA versions of those vaccines. So how much better is it if now there's a software interface there?
So with the mRNA stuff, I don't know how much of everything you kept up with what I was dealing with, but the January 16th jump was, for those of you that have not been following anything that I've been talking about at all, and I know there's a couple on here, quick brief. On January 16th, we went to Vegas. I was supposed to see my second surgeon to get a second opinion for a full reconstruction on my hips. And I had a ton of bone spurs. It was crazy, like a lot of damage, tons of pain. And so I was going to the second doctor. And when I got there, everything felt different. And I was sitting in the waiting room, and it was like everything shifted, and it would have been close to 1 o'clock. One of the jumps now is at 1 o'clock. Well, with the time change, it's really weird lately. But so I look up and everybody's in a different position in the waiting room. I'm like, what just happened? All right. So then I get in, I'm talking to the doctor, and I don't even know how many x-rays and MRIs and everything going in. And I had seen all of this. And he's like, you have perfectly clean bones in your hips and your femur heads. And I'm like, what? So he does like this test everything and puts my legs up and, does the back forth, whatever knee thing that they do. And I'm good. I had no pain. I'm like, what just happened? So then I get home we left. We start walking around. We noticed that restaurants are different. So there was a sushi place we had gone to literally 10 days before, because we'd been there a week and a half before for my MRI. And it's now a Shake Shack. We're like, what the fuck? So that was my first experience with the timeline, major shift. Now, here's the kicker on all of this. A lot of people had died previously in the last timeline that we were in. I call it the major one. These people started saying hi to me, contact me, whatever, on Twitter. I had seen several of their obituaries. So that's a whole like, where do you go when you die type thing. But when we started looking into it, several of us started digging. There was an mRNA flu vaccine that was released in June of 2025 in the old timeline. And do you remember that one, Jonah? Mm-hmm. Okay. It doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. So, and we tried. We looked everywhere for it. And several of us had screenshot stuff. Innocent is one of the girls we know that works at a pharmacy. And she was like, I have a screenshot of, like, she was super excited, and she posted it on the original. It was the next spike, and they were promoting the mRNA. on the picture that she posted when I was like looking for proof on all of this, it no longer said mRNA. So we started looking at everything and nothing has been approved as far as mRNA. So our memories are from the old timeline where they don't have the flu vaccine and the all-in-one that previously existed. All of the mRNA stuff that we are seeing now is new versus the one that I came from. It had already existed for 7 months. Now, the weird side of that, so many people died. So many people had,
Sup, Blue?
Hey, Blue. So many people had health issues and like structural issues. So was that caused by the mRNA flu shot that they did last June? And if it was, then we just need to keep getting into better timelines where it keeps not existing. Now, since January, we've had a couple close calls. Like in February, they were supposed to release one and then they didn't. It got pushed back to June. But did it get pushed back or was it just a different timeline? So I'm thinking, and this is, of course, me with my theories because I acknowledge I know absolutely nothing. But one of my theories is that we just keep getting into the cleaner timelines. The sky shows it. So are they getting less because we're in different timelines, or are they getting less because they're actually changing things across the board? I know. Makes you think.
Yeah, I mean, are they changing things actually across the board, or are they just not being transparent about them using the mRNA technology anyways anymore because now it's just quietly being done rather than overtly? You know what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. And for me, it depends on the day. I used to, when we first started doing the timeline jumps, I was looking every single day and I realized it was taking me like an hour of my time every single day to try to find all of the stuff and match it up. And I was like, all right, I'm over this. I want to live. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it depends.
that's a good point. I think in general, I think is good to remember for all of us who appreciate and really seek the truth. Like there's a difference between seeking for the truth and then diving down rabbit holes to understand the evil. Like, what good do you bring yourself if you're constantly focused on understanding every facet of the evil? A great analogy that was told to me once a long time ago was like, if you want to be an expert at spotting a counterfeit coin, or let's call it a coin because dollars are worthless, right? But like
debt notes.
right, exactly. Negotiable instruments, the whole
Yes.
thing. But like, let's say you have a coin that's minted by the king, right? And it's like this like, the best way to be able to identify, if you're the treasurer, to be able to identify a counterfeit is to know the actual true coin inside and out, every nook and cranny, the exact weight, the exact dimensions, the exact shimmer and shine, all the details, because you could spend a lifetime studying a potentially infinite number of aberrations and improvisations or imperfections and never actually know what the true one is. So the best way to understand it, to be able to easily identify at a moment's notice any counterfeit that comes across your plate, even if you've never seen it before, is to know the thing itself, to know the truth itself. So
it's true. It's very true. And understanding this goes like, whatever, I'll just say it. Understanding the reality that is hard copy and everything that we see can change is another huge thing that I have learned to accept. We'll go with that because there's no other real word for that. But yeah, understanding the reality of something that from experience, the coin, versus what you believe because you were told. Power of belief versus power of knowledge.
Well, I love that phrase from Crow. He opens every one of his episodes, Crow 777, he opens every one of his episodes that says, oh, he's great. He's one of the great OG flat earthers. He's got a podcast. If you don't know his podcast, you would love him.
I don't do
He's
podcasts.
got-
I know I'm on a podcast. I know I make podcasts. I don't do podcasts.
Okay, this one you might make an exception for because this man is a heart of gold. He is a treasure of a soul. And he like dives deep into just the way he ponders things and talks about things with Jason, his little sidekick.
Okay,
But
so he's not just a flat earther then.
No, so they
Okay,
go
good.
into frequencies. They go into healthy living in water and like gardening. Like, oh, dude,
Okay.
this guy is awesome.
Yeah, I'd probably like him then.
Awesome, yeah. But anyway, so he says the very opening line in the beginning when he has like his intro riff, his intro song at the end is just the phrase, "Belief is the enemy of knowing."
Okay.
It's
You
cool.
froze. There you go.
No, I just paused.
Oh, no, it did that weird click for a second.
Oh,
It was
okay.
probably on my end. Oh, wait, they're listening. Oh, wait, we're live.
So, but anyway, so that's a neat thing.
All right.
Yeah, but
I probably
that's good
won't
stuff.
check it out, just so you know. But
Probably. That's
hey,
fine.
everybody
That's
else.
fine. Everybody else, check it out.
Officials said, so once you experience the timelines jumps, does it happen more often? Ready? John is like, shit. Ted's laughing right now if he's listening to any of this. Since January 16th, we have 3, and I'm purposely doing it that way versus this way because somebody will say something. So I know I always did that, and now people are like just chill. It's 3, whatever. So we have 3
I'm
different.
scratching my head trying to understand
jumps.
why they would find an issue with it.
I know earlier when I was talking about the size of the peaches, and I'm like this, and Ted's like, what?
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Thanks for the repost, Blue. Thank you, Foray.
So the timeline jumps before the daylight savings thing on Sunday were at, this is Pacific time because that's where I'm at. It was 4:43 a.m., 12:57 p.m., and 8:37 p.m. And my theory was that it was CERN because it started on the 16th. That was the first day of Davos. It would make sense. Middle of January is normally when they turn on CERN after the winter maintenance, right? Okay, cool. So we expected it to actually turn off when Davos stopped or finished. But then I found out that they actually run CERN until May. So they've got 4 solid months that they're going to be running it. So whatever they turned on, if that's it could still be on. So we have 3 quite literally on a schedule 3 times a day. Sundays are a little bit off. The midday one is normally within like 15 minutes or so. But because I'm a canary in a coal mine, I feel when it's charging, and then I actually feel when it starts. It does pull magnesium from me also. Now, on Sunday, or since Sunday, I should say, so yesterday and today, the midday one is the only one I'm awake for both of them. We have 2. So we have the original, not time adjusted, and then we have we have and then the one that it's the other way around. We have the one at the physical time on the clock, and then we have another one. So now I'm like, are they running more than one of the CERN locations? We know there's at least 3 that are major ones. There's the one in the U.S., the one in, what is it, China? Korea? I don't remember where it's at.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the studies that link CERN, though, to the production of earthquakes? How they do that with the very low frequency waves?
Yes. Yeah, when I was looking, so in the last timeline when I was a TI, I was looking at a lot of that to basically figure out what I was hearing, because we have the high RF and the low RF, and then we also have the ultrasonic. And I was trying to put together where things were, and I started hearing this pitch right before we would have earthquakes. And I'm like, assholes. But yeah, it's totally a thing. And other people that are sensitive to it, like I am, because there are a lot of us, they're saying the same thing. It'll be like, one of them said it was like 2 to 3 minutes before, but then they realized that a couple earthquakes had already happened before that, like they were back to back. For me, it was, so there was one that was like 8 miles from where we were, and about probably 3 or 4 minutes before, I got this weird, like, I don't even know, chill up my back. And then that sound just like exploded in my ears. And then my phone started going off with all the earthquakes. And so my phone, the app that I use, anything over 4 is what it'll tell me. And it was just like a bunch of them, but it started literally like, it was like 7 or 8 miles from the house. And just like,
Oh, wow.
what the fuck did they do? But yeah, a
Mhm.
lot of us that are sensitive to it can hear it. So they're definitely doing some like crazy shit.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Poppy Garcia says Jonah's missing his cool hat. I know. I typically only
Also,
do
you
that for the
guys,
Saturday lives.
he's
Am I
super
showing too much
pale.
skin for you, Poppy?
You guys, we need to encourage Jonah to get some sun. I'm just
It's
throwing it out
true.
there.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm moving to Florida in 2 weeks, and so I will be getting more sun. I guarantee
Sweet.
it.
And
I do
sun kills
supplement vitamin
parasites.
D and K3 though to compensate. I know it's not equivalent,
Rat
but it helps.
poison?
No. That's D12.
No, D3.
That's
Cholecalciferol. Cholecalciferol. It's rat poison.
No.
I
You have to
promise.
send me the research then.
So on
Because D3 is one of the only
Fit
vitamin
Girl
Ds.
Truth, I
Mhm.
have my very first save post is detoxing the matrix, and that is quite literally everything to detox all of the nasty. There's like 20 plus posts on there. It's on there. In fact, I can pull it up. Give me 1 second. Yeah.
There you
So
go.
Jonah's like, fuck, dude. Do you say fuck?
Well, you know
don't
me.
think
I
I've ever
gotta
heard you
I
say
gotta
it.
see it.
I
On
know.
rare occasion, if I do, you'll usually hear me immediately say, "Pardon my French," because I'm not inclined to, but I do occasionally.
Okay, so as long as you do, then
I'm not offended by
we're
it.
good.
I'm not
So people
offended
that
by it. If that was your question.
no, people that don't cuss at all scare me. I'm like, why aren't you cussing?
I think
I
it's
have lotion on my
normal to
mouse. Sorry,
I think it's normal to have strong expressions on occasion. Otherwise, there's too much rigorous control and lack of self-expression, I would say.
Yeah, I just use it as a norm. Funny enough, though, I'm looking for it right now. There it is. So growing up, my mom would say fuck, and all of the animals would run in my house. They knew that she was going to explode. And so when I visit, like I say in a normal language, her dogs now, I'll be like, yeah, that's fucking whatever. And her dogs will like run. I'm like, what's wrong with your, oh, you said fuck.
See, I think there's a difference. Okay, so let's dig into this a little bit. Because
Where do you want me to send this? Because I'm going to send you the link so you can pull it up.
Text is fine. I can get it on my computer
All right, cool.
via text.
All right, sending it.
So I think there's a difference between aggressively cussing someone out, like saying like
Oh, I would never do that.
to somebody, versus using it as just like punctuation.
Yeah, no, I
think
don't do
there's
the
a
anger
difference.
thing, so I just block. I've thought about blocking my mom occasionally. I'm like, you are way too negative. You need to quit your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
feel-
D3
I
is
feel
cholecalciferol. And I even did the breakdown on what most pills are, and it's actually majority of them are toxic to us. Sorry. Anything else you'd like me to ruin today?
Well, it depends. Well, I want to see this. I'm not just gonna run along with it.
You're good.
I'm happy. I'm okay with being wrong. I actually like being wrong because it means I'm growing. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to dig into this. Here, we'll share this.
I'm sorry.
Share this tab. No,
Sending hugs.
All right. Now is the time of year to switch to grow plant lights for rooms that you are in often. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, rabbit hole, you decide. 125 mcg daily may cause mild toxicity over 30 days with manageable symptoms. 1250 mcg daily is highly toxic, causing severe, potentially life-threatening damage well before 30 days. Always consult a doctor before taking doses above 100 mcg. 4,000
So
IU.
the reason I posted those amounts, because all of that was my own research, the reason I posted those amounts is because those are the main 3 that they sell. Like you go on Amazon and you type in, vitamin D3, and those are the 3 amounts that they have as the most commonly sold products. So
I'll have to look into that.
it says you're offline.
Oh, that was just that's come on. That's just the share screen.
There it goes.
Awkward. Hey, everybody.
We're new. If you
We've
guys
done this
didn't know.
before, I promise.
I haven't. I was like, so Jonah knows what he's doing, right? Because I don't.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Let's see. Don't forget to swim in the deep blue, Jonah. Foray
Yes.
says my 80-year-old mom said fuck the other day, and she's a Jehovah's Witness. That's hilarious. And Blue says Foray, well, my mom is a JW, and she has never. Allie says Amy. Would you say that you've unlocked something all of us humans have the ability, or only we are unaware and unable to use it? Because it sounds superhuman, not gonna lie.
I know many people who are able to sense the timeline shifts. I don't think that it's any of us controlling it. I think it's either the clock in the sky or CERN. My gut is leaning towards CERN, honestly. But because it's so controlled, and there are many of us that are feeling it, and we're already sensitive to things. So we have the frequencies and energies that we're already aware of. So this was just, oh, okay, it's at a specific time. And then we just put it together. And a lot of us started talking immediately because everybody knew what I was going through, and I was not looking forward to full hip replacement surgery and all of this other bullshit. Like, come on, I'm how old am I? I'm 40 something. Like, that's stupid. And when everything shifted, it was really just a matter of, okay, we are being handed something else and we get to choose how we deal with it. So when okay, for those of you that know me well, you know I'm always in a rabbit hole and it's always positive. So currently I am working on a lot of things that have to do with the Akashic records. And I basically am trying to connect to my higher self. I astral project, all of that, to give you an idea of how connected I actually am. There are a lot of people like me, though, that I talk to. So it's not like I'm doing the superhuman thing. I really think that all of us have everything that we could possibly use. We just have to be able to access it, because we're whatever soul contract we come into here, they wipe our memory. Some of us remember bits and pieces. Some of us are able to access later on, but I believe that all of us that are human, and that's a whole different topic, but all of us that are human do have the abilities that I have on a day-to-day. I think they've just been suppressed. I think we've been poisoned. I notice when I go into the city, I actually lose my abilities for a few days. When I've been put under for surgeries, I have about 30 days where I can't sense certain things. I can't see auras. There's a lot of things that I can't do. And it's because my body's getting that toxin back out of my system. And so, yeah, I believe all of us have it, and we just have to access it, to answer the question the long way. And we're creators. And I know Jonah's like, religion, but it's okay. This is why we get along.
It's philosophy, though. I would say that we're not creators as philosophy. Well, it depends on what you mean by creators, even just philosophically. You know,
I create my reality that I live in, which means I'm a creator. You create your reality.
Well, our
you
perception, I guess it depends on what you mean by creation, right? Because our perception is reality in a lot of ways. Like, we can choose to see the positive and we have a positive experience. We can choose the negative and we see a negative experience.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain people who would not exist in my life at all in any way, shape, or form if I truly created my reality. So there has to be an asterisk to creation.
You now. But what if it was your higher self that was putting those in your path to have you grow and become what you need to be?
That higher self, actually I had a conversation with someone else about this from the podcast community recently. I think what you refer to higher self, if you mean it in a similar way, is similar to what I would believe. Like, I believe, what I understand is that all creation has its highest, most truest existence in God, and everything that's good in us is a participation in that one uncaused cause. Philosophically speaking, the creator of all things has in his power all of everything that's created came and flowed forth from that one source. So the more perfect version of me, my higher self, is that higher being, in a sense, right? So in that sense, I agree with you that, yeah, but it's that higher being that's guiding and leading, and that's allowing me to undergo things that are for my good, like you mentioned. I actually agree with that. You know, that like today I might think, no, I don't really like this. I don't want this. But 5-10 years down the road, I might appreciate the why and be thankful for the presence of that thorn in my side at the time. Does that make sense?
I think a lot of that has to do with your ability to forgive and move on. I feel that we have challenges because that's a two-part. I think that a lot of the challenges that we are faced with might be predestined, might not be. It's total toss up. That one, I don't even act like I know anything about it. But I know that I've had many challenges through my life that at the time I'm like, what the fuck and why? Like, why is this happening? But then I learn later on, oh, I wouldn't be where I'm at if that hadn't happened. Best example I have, the hole in my heart. When I got hit with the 5G in Vegas and I had high heavy metals in my blood that I had no idea, because at that point I was like, I'm good. I eat healthy. I can manifest my protection. I'm good. And then Vegas is just a pit and totally disgusting. And I had insanely high heavy metals. So when I got hit with the 5G wave and it blew a hole in my heart, I started doing all the research. Well, now how many people have I helped because I have that knowledge? So there's always challenge. And yes, granted, it could have killed me, but that's a whole nother thing. Have you heard of quantum immortality? That's another one I'm on right now. No? Basically, it has to do with the timelines. And when you die, it was... How am I going to explain this? Okay, I got it. So when you die in a timeline. But your quantum immortal self survives in a different timeline. So think of how many close calls people have. And I've had several in my life where I'm like, I'm dead. Wait, I'm not dead. Okay. So I remember dying twice. Like my heart stopped. I was good. And then I was awake again. So I've had at least two. And since I've started posting about it, a lot of people have
two
messaged
near-death
about it.
experiences, you're saying?
Two where I know I died. In this body.
Right. Well, but I mean, that's what they call a near-death experience, is like when you die for a period of time and then you're resuscitated or you come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Except I wasn't. I was in a different timeline. I was the same person, but it was like I was somewhere else. Like I wasn't in the hospital. I was at home. So, and people around me didn't remember anything that I remembered about the dying process. So it was literally like I just fast tracked. So with the timelines and with all of these people that were dead pre-January 16th, now alive again, all of the, it was like every fourth or fifth house all through town had a for sale sign. People had died. And when we came back from Vegas that night, I was like, did everything sell when we were gone? I'm seriously like, we were gone for 15 hours. This is stupid. And he was like, it's dark. We're just missing the signs, whatever. And then we drove the next day and I'm like, the signs are all gone. So we looked on Zillow. They'd never been listed. We're like, what the fuck? But then people online that I know were gone, several people in person that I know were gone, are back in the new timeline. So that was what started with the quantum immortality, because I'm like, there has to be an explanation for this. Like somebody has to have a theory. Please and thank you. So I started like using AI to search for stuff. And that was one that kept coming up. There's a couple other theories also, but that's the main one that just kept coming up. So then it's the question, like, if we're in a soul contract here, can we actually die or do we have to complete the soul contract? And I do, with the, you believe in one creator, I believe there were multiple. I think we're like a petri dish where they created us and whatever. But you also look at the number of resets in our realm. I mean, they say it's up to like more than 20. Go ahead.
So I know that there. Okay, so you know how, like, for example,
Ted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Appreciate it, Ted. Love you, brother. So how do I explain this? Okay, so like, you know how oftentimes you're accused of being a racist just for being white, right? Just because you're white, you're by default racist. If you say anything that's critical.
That doesn't exist in my world.
Okay. but
It's
in
kind
a
of weird
big
how that
city,
works.
I
But I hear people talk about it, and I'm like, that doesn't
okay.
exist in my world.
But I come from a big city. Like I used to live in Chicago, and like if I even just said, like I was trying to deal with a tenant when I managed property, and me requiring the same thing of this particular tenant who was not white, me requiring the same process and same things that I would have every other tenant, I was accused of being racist, right? And you see this all over the place. So similarly, because it's very clear that I'm religious, oftentimes when I make a claim about God, people automatically assume and discard or dismiss what I'm saying because, oh, it must be because of your religion. You're in a cage because of your religion. When the truth is, in order for anything to exist at all, we're talking just straight Aristotelian philosophy, just pure logic. Pure logic. If something exists, nothing can come from nothing, so something always had to have existed. And you could go through and there has to be a single unmoved mover, a single cause of all things. You can't have multiple causes of everything.
But does there?
It doesn't work. It's
What if there's
logically
a team?
contradictory.
Just like right now, we're being run by, what is it? Baal, Moloch, Baphomet, and Belial, Moloch, Baphomet. There's 5 of them. What's the other one? Beelzebub. Thank you.
So yeah, but those aren't gods. Those are beings who were created by God.
But were they?
Absolutely. They have to be. There has to be, philosophically speaking, not religious. There has to be one source of all creation. There has to be. Because you can't have a multiplicity of causes, because there has to be, everything has to have its origin from a single place.
Why?
Otherwise, because everything works together in unison and in perfect order.
So a team couldn't have created that?
Well, technically, a team of persons, that the Christians believe that there's 3 persons in one God. So yes, there is a team in a sense, but not in another sense, right? So, but you can't, there's, in order for there to be any movement at all, there must be a single unmoved mover. Like philosophically, and that's not religion. That's just philosophy.
So I'm learning that everything is frequency. And I already had that hint, but quite literally everything is frequency. You know what butterfly effect is, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So with just looking at everything on a frequency level, and even like in the beginning, there was the word, and the word was good, right? So things were spoken into existence, or thoughts.
Agreed.
Thought into existence.
Agreed.
But time doesn't exist. And I'm learning this with the timelines and all of the random overlaps and memories and everything else. But I am also learning that the frequency that you are keeping yourself at, or your higher self is trying to get you to when you are connected, that takes you between the timelines. I think all timelines exist in all times, for lack of a better. And there's no better word for that. So I'm always just like, it sounds retarded, but whatever. Well, but go ahead.
So
I'll keep the thought. It's okay.
So one of the, again, I feel like I want to keep making this caveat because I want to underline, because I know that you and I don't have religion in common, and I'm okay with that.
This is actually our first religious type conversation.
But we're not actually talking about religion, and that's what I want to underline.
Right.
Because what I'm speaking to you from a place of human rationality of Aristotle, not of the Catholic Church or any religion at all, right? That's why I want to keep underlining.
Do you think Aristotle was one person or a group?
It's actually a really good question. I don't know that Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates were actually 3 different people, or if it was a tool to teach. I don't know that for sure.
I'm on the same page with
that
one.
The way that Socrates asks questions is like the beginning of our knowledge. The way that Plato recognized the universals is like step 2 in our knowledge. Mm-hmm. And then the way that Aristotle said, oh, but those universals are also in things, that's step 3 in our knowledge. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense also to be a pedagogical tool. So regardless, the information is very human, rational based, logic based, not religion based, which I think is important for you and I, or people like ourselves who differ in creeds, to be able to have an honest and open and respectful conversation, right? Um, because I think it's important to recognize, like in the Aristotelian school, the concept and like the logic really it holds very clear. Time is simply a measurement of motion. It's a before and after. It is a human
And what's
construct.
motion?
It's physical bodies moving from here to there,
Frequency.
or the experience. So frequency, yes, in some sense, because everything reduces to frequency. Agreed on that standpoint. But from the standpoint of what is our experience, we experience physical things, right? We sense things, right?
But do we?
Jonah trying to avoid religion and go to the physical route. It's out of respect, brother. I know we do. So does that make sense? So like timelines, what does that mean? Like I'm either alive right now or I'm dead.
In the summer.
I can't both be alive and dead at the same time in the same respect. Not possible. Like that's the symbol of the principle of non-contradiction is a self-evident thing. Like something cannot be and not be at the same time in the same respect.
In this timeline.
That's.
But time is fake. Time is a man-made construct.
It is an intellectual construct, but it's to measure motion. That's all it is.
But
there's a
they change
before
it.
and after. The timeline that I can change, the effect that I can have on my timeline personally, and maybe CERN or some other 5G waves or whatever else might affect my perception in any given moment, right? But like my greatest effect that I can have on my timeline are the choices I make. So I can either choose well in different scenarios that I encounter, or I can choose poorly. In that, I change my timeline by changing the direction of my life.
Your thought pattern.
Also, yeah.
No, that's exactly what you're saying. So you are thinking and you are changing your thoughts to change your direction, correct?
Thoughts change emotions, change actions, change direction. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I can sit in my winter garden at 12:56 and have a completely covered sky with chemtrails and everything and say, planes only release contrails, they are ice crystals, and they dissipate immediately. And now I've had 6 days, and it took a couple weeks to get to that point to figure out the verbiage on it. But we've now had 6 days of pristine skies. We see planes go over all the time. So either I stopped the chemtrail planes or I got into a timeline that they don't exist.
Or since it took several weeks, it
took me 2 months to get into a timeline where my hips were good.
So
it was verbiage.
But also like how much of that, if like maybe it takes 2 years for some because they had the thought earlier and then the chemtrails became contrails, right? Like I think it has to do with the ability to stay positive and focus and on track. And I have people contact me about this one all the time. They'll have, a great day and then something bad will happen and they let it destroy the rest of their day. And then they have this sequence of a bunch of days that are shit. Absolutely.
I don't do that. And this has ruined a lot of relationships for me because I live in the moment and I am absolutely good with living in the moment. I don't let things eat at me. I don't, whatever. People are always like, oh, you don't care. No, I really don't care, actually. And it's because anything negative in my world really doesn't matter to me because it's not part of my goals. It's not part of my ultimate plan. Like we just had all this stuff with the truck. And the other Virgo was like, are you going to contact Jeep? Are you going to whatever? Because I should do. And I understand I should just to help other people later on from saving them from this dealership. But yes, I should do a formal complaint. Yes, I should do all of this stuff to protect other people in the future so they know. Does it affect me immediately? No. Am I going to get into a timeline where I just don't have any issues and everything is good? Yeah. So I can either be like everybody else who's like, fuck this, I have to fix this and I have to whatever and I have to be angry at them and whatever. Or you can just forgive it, let it go, and go into something better. And that's what I choose to do. But a lot of people like to dwell.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. And there's immense freedom that comes from, like, what is that old adage? Like, to know and to focus on the things you can change, know the difference between the things you can change and the things you can't, you know? So,
Fair. Yeah, yes and no. Just by acknowledging something, you are putting it into existence, which is part of the reason I think it took us a little bit to figure out the sky, because I was looking at clear skies, clear skies, clean air, and every day that was my thing, and I was like, wait a second. We can have clear skies, clean air, and then these fucking planes come over and they destroy the sky. So they need to not exist, but just by thinking about them, they're existing. So I need to change how I'm thinking about them. And that's just an
see,
immediate example. I've done it with hundreds of things over the past couple months.
I
And
mean, if my neighbor's upset at me about something I don't know that they're upset at me about, and they come
that's their
over and
world.
punch me, but if
Doesn't
they come
affect
over
you.
and punch me in the face, it affects me. And then now I have to, I, now you know what I'm saying? I don't have to, I didn't create that. That happened
Why were
because
they
they had
upset?
something going on that maybe they're crazy. Who, it doesn't matter. It's beside the point. My point is there are things that happen outside of our control, and there's great freedom that comes from just being like, okay, well, let me focus on what I can control. Like we talk about on the phone booth all the time, right? Like when we there's an immense freedom to letting go of things and not focusing on things that we can't have any influence over, but to focus on our sphere of influence, loving and uplifting and building up those around us, and not being focused on the dark and the gloomy and bringing our minds down into darkness where we're actually only spreading negativity, right?
Mhm.
So it's very interesting.
You can choose to be happy for no reason, or you can choose to be annoyed for no reason. You
That's
choose.
true. That's
It
true.
is.
Blue says, I posted today about that, something removing karma and leaving this place. Dolores Cannon interview. I saw that.
I haven't been online, but I
Stoic
still love you.
values, Jonah. Exactly. No, exactly. I think there's a lot of truth to the idea of letting go. I mean, I think we're coming at a lot of the same ideas, I think, from a different direction. So I think it's an interesting difference of perspectives there. We did have another topic we wanted to talk about, because I know we've discussed the MAHA crumbling, right? And how it's kind of a deception there. But we also wanted to talk about the deception of Iran and the conflict over there.
Yeah.
So loaded. It was. Did you want to start us off? Did you have any thoughts you wanted to start us off?
So if you look at what artifacts are in Iran or what artifacts were in Iraq that they wanted back in 2019, 2018, and we got, it's the exact same thing. They are blaming all of this on oil and your prices of oil and your prices of gas and your prices of food, and everything's going to go up because of this 1984 version of war. And what it comes down to is there's another artifact that they want. It's probably actually to do with the Gilgamesh. Fun stuff. If you guys have done that, whatever it is at all, rabbit hole. But they've been trying to get that one since the early 90s, and they haven't yet. Or they would just leave it alone. Because as soon as we got everything out of Iraq, we left everything alone. They got what they wanted. So I'm thinking it's either got to do with Gilgamesh or it's got to do with another Stargate is why they're actually there.
Interesting. See, I feel it's.
Jonah's like, "Shit."
No, I mean, I think that's interesting. I think it's possible. I know that there's a lot of appreciation in the esoteric cults that have placed much more value on architecture than they've allowed the common man to appreciate, right? They've distracted us into thinking that the Super Bowl is important while we ignore, ancient
Everything.
wisdom, for example, right?
Yeah.
But for me, like the thing that really set off a red flag for me that was like, there's something psyop-y about this Iran conflict, as if anything that we see today is not psyop, right? It's just kind of like,
I have a shirt for that.
Master the obvious, Jonah. Thanks for that. Oh, it's a psyop. You don't say.
Mark safe.
But the thing that really kind of took me aback, and I'd be interested to hear y'all's thoughts on this, but was this. So within a few hours, Iran struck all of the orange shaded countries here. All of them. All of them.
Sorry.
And what's wild about that is none of them, I mean, all of them are majority Muslim countries.
Uh-huh.
And majority of them would have stood with Iran.
Yeah. My favorite was the video that went viral, and it went viral because all AI was like, that's AI. So there was a video where they were like bombing the capital in Iran, whatever, and it's taken from a balcony, and it's like they're up there having some party or whatever, and somebody's recording, and bombs start coming in and whatever, and they're like, oh, and it hit the news. Like, it was on mainstream fucking media. And people were like, Grok, is this real? And Grok's like, it's AI. And it's like, okay.
Well, and that's what's crazy.
Same thing happened in Ukraine, though. Like, it's all
yeah,
AI.
I mean, and that's what's crazy is that I mean, with the AI, everything is just so gaslighting. It's really hard to even desire. Like, I've lost the desire of paying attention to most things in the news at all because
I make fun of it, but yeah.
It's way more it's way more meaningless than ever before because it was already deception before, but now it's like absolute gaslighting, almost everything.
Yeah, it all is. And the scary thing for me is that, like, our parents, that generation, still watch the news and they still believe the shit. Like, why?
Did you see that this massive Zionist, I forget his name now, massive Zionist Trump supporter just bought CNN? So
sorry, I didn't mean to laugh out my nose there.
But the very thing that
no, I didn't see that, but that's funny.
It's hilarious. And like, there was a clip, I don't have it.
Wait, but, Zionist is the other way, right? I can never remember on that one. Zionist is pro or against?
Pro I country.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah. So, but it's funny because like there was like there were clips of like the CNN talking heads just having a meltdown because this person has like donated tens of millions of dollars to Trump. But it's exactly, it's like,
I mean, we know who that puppet's being run from though too. So it's all the same.
The Yahoo that they call Netin.
Yeah.
but
let me go touch a wall.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Rock into the wall.
Actually, like with the Mylar, like the air goes through it. It's like, what are those? The globe thingy that goes on the ceiling. What are those called? I don't even know. Like the mirror balls. There you go. I live inside of a mirror ball. It's great.
Creme de la creme says hand rubbing increasing.
Hand rubbing increasing? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, that's like the stereotypical small hat.
Okay, got you.
You know?
Are we still using tiny hats?
Well, we can't really. X flags
fun.
it. I know.
We knew it was going to happen. So.
Yeah. Brock is too smart.
Yeah. Ooh, what about the curly things? What are those called?
I don't know what they're called, actually.
I don't either. But there you go. No? Okay. It doesn't sound as fun as the little, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Rao to Howard says, Grandma said, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. But now with artificial intelligence, you can't even believe what you see. It's true.
It's true.
That's true.
So true.
What was I going to say though about... Yeah, but it just feels like, because you know how like controlled opposition, when they'll push everybody one direction.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just feels like the way that they've tried to unite all of the Arab speaking world, which wouldn't have united, was by having this false boogeyman, that Iran, attack everyone and get them all to unite around iCountry. They all condemned Iran at the United Nations Security Conference, right? Or General Security Council, just this last week. And it's like something that could never have been achieved before is now being achieved because they set up this straw man to attack all of his brothers, so to speak, drive them all to the other side. And then what are they going to do? Regime change. So then Iran is going to join all of them. And now you have a united Middle East. Fishy.
I want to work on getting out of this timeline. We have another jump in 4 hours.
Let's see. Blue says, I actually asked one of them why they wear the curls. He has them. And he admitted he has no idea. Oh, that's funny.
I just do it because the cult says to.
There you go. There you go.
Sounds really culty.
Right? Isn't that what culture is, though? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is. Culture is a fucking cult. It's true.
Ringlet sideburns. That's funny. All right. Did we want to? So the other side of.
Sorry.
No, that's good.
My cheeks hurt. I told you it was going to happen.
You said you had. Yep. Let's see. Biblically, you're told not to trim the edges and subject your ridicule and be an example.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
I think he's saying that you're supposed to not trim the edges of the hair so that it looks silly, so that you get ridiculed, and then you can.
But if everybody does it, it's like, okay, so when we were in high school, right, we had Jankos. Well, I'm a few years older than you, so you might not have had Jankos, but we had Jankos, and Jankos were like the big fucking pants, and you wore them like right at the top of your butt, and they were like the lowriders, but they weren't actually lowriders because they had like normal length, whatever, and they were really wide on the bottom. And everybody that started that trend when I was a freshman, they're like, oh my God, they're so cool. They're wearing Jankos. And they looked fucking ridiculous. You had to pin them up if you had a bike, like whatever. But like a lot of us did it. They're fine.
They're called Jankos?
Janko, JNCO. They've recently
brought
them back.
I saw a documentary on the History Channel about that once.
They brought them back. Like I saw an ad the other day for them. I was on YouTube looking at stuff and it pops up and I'm like, oh my God, Jankos are back. Tim and I were fucking joking about it.
That's hilarious.
But they were, when my first thought was, he's gonna trip. Like it was one of our football guys that wore the first pair. Like he was always the starter, and I'm like, dude, he's gonna trip. Sure enough, people were. They were like in their Vans, whatever, and they would get caught on the front of them, and they would fucking trip. It was the dumbest shit.
So funny.
But it became a thing, and everybody wore them. So I don't know.
I mean, if it becomes the norm, then it's not ridiculed anymore. Right?
Exactly. Even if it's retarded.
Flat Bob, welcome to the stream, sir.
Finally caught alive.
Oh.
And you have the crazy girl today. You're welcome.
Ferre says maybe an extension to compensate for something else. I love it.
My mom, so Krem said Janko's boomer. My mom is a boomer, and my mom absolutely would not let me wear them in the house. I had one pair. And like all of my friends got him, whatever. I think I actually bought him from one of my friends type thing because there was no way I was paying $60 for a pair of jeans back in 1991 or 92, whatever it was. But, when would it be? It would have been 94 actually, because I was a freshman. But my mom would not let me wear them in the house. She'd be like, take that shit off. Okay.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So you may not remember this, but actually, I graduated high school in 2001.
So I'm 4 years older than you. How old are you?
41.
I know we've had this conversation, but I forget because it's not something I remember.
Yeah. I'm 41. I graduated a little early, but I was homeschooled, so it doesn't really count. That's why I said I graduated. I was homeschooled. I just started college in 2001.
I graduated in 97. I was supposed to graduate in 98, but I absolutely hated playing their games. So I started, as soon as they would allow me to drive, I started going to the junior college and got the credits because fuck high school. Hated high school.
Mm-hmm.
But
high school was junior college. I have great memories. That was where I first went.
Junior college was so much fun. That was back when we didn't give a shit. Yeah, it was great.
And you still didn't have to pick a major. There was no stress. You were just doing your thing.
Yeah, back when I liked computers.
Right.
I took all computer classes because I was going to be a programmer. Yeah.
And
then I switched to nursing, which was stupid. And then I switched to psychology, which was even dumber. Should have stayed in computers. I could be, without a job now because AI took it.
Oh, joy.
Oh, joy.
Okay, so Blue says Leviticus 19:27. The verse states, "Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard." Mar?
And we
What
wonder
does that
who wrote the
mean?
Bible.
What does that mean? Have I marred the corners of my beard? I'm all
I have no
self-conscious
idea.
now. I'm just
KJV.
kidding.
KJV. Oh, King James Version. Is that what
Yeah.
KJV means?
Yep. Blue Montauk
I
says
like
my grandfather
acronyms.
was an elder in the Jehovah's Witness. He actually spoke at Three Rivers Stadium in Pennsylvania. I learned it from him. There you go. Flat Bob is 36 and still doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up.
Don't grow
I love
up.
that.
Do not grow up. Best advice. Trust me on this one. Never grow up.
So I always say that I'm an old soul, but I'm young at heart. I think it's really important to stay young at heart.
I'm
I think it's
very old
important.
soul. I will never grow up.
Grow the beard. Is this not long enough for you, Blue? Come on.
He's going to start like having to pick food out of it soon.
Maybe I'll braid it. Just like, no, just kidding.
Sorry.
No, Ted's. No, that's fine. That was great. Ted's. Ted and Bill. Like those are classic beards. Those are classic beards. So, I've always been a shorter. This is the longest it'll get for me. I've always been a short beard guy. So I don't know. Whatever. No one's perfect, Blue.
So I prefer not to grow hair on my face. It's just my thing, or my head.
You know what? I think
my body.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. You have more hair on your face than I have ever had on my entire body since I was like, I don't know, 22 was when I started shaving my head. Actually, no, I didn't shave it like it was a pixie cut is what they fucking called it, whatever.
Mhm.
And then I did the faux hawk for a while, but you still have more fur on your face than I did on my head even then. So
There you go.
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Wait, does it like do the like what is it? How cats have whiskers type thing? Can you feel that? No. Okay.
Oh, like you mean like feel like energy?
Yeah, like okay, so the reason that I shave my head and everything is because your hair is an extension and I like pick up fucking everything. I'm like an antenna. So I shave my head. But if it even grows out like a little tiny bit, I'm like, and I can feel like even now I can feel it going over and it's like whatever. Does it do that? I'm curious.
A little bit. It's actually it was more on the top of the head. I think that's a better conductor and extender than down here.
All right.
So it's not as much down here in my experience.
Interesting. All right. These are not questions I get to ask.
Amy says beard size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
I'm just throwing it out there. That's a fucking lie.
That's hilarious. Before I blush too much on the cast,
I know my cheeks are way too bad right now.
Do we want? So we've talked about the Iran thing as like a psyop for the one world order. Essentially, is what we're implying without saying it, right? There's a flip side that actually would presents Trump as a positive force, dismantling the forces that be, and he's only pretending to be with iCountry. So I have a short video to show people if we want to watch that. And
awesome. I have to go pee, so that works perfect.
Perfect. Great minds think alike.
Right into it. All right. We'll be back.
While Trump was openly denouncing the British and replacing the king's insurance market, Iran was doing something no American diplomat had achieved in 50 years of trying. It drove the entire Gulf Cooperation Council into an emergency session, which came out with a joint statement of condemnation of Iran. Iran has attacked nations that had been mediating between itself and the U.S. The Gulf nations of Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain had chosen restraint and diplomacy over escalation, right up until the moment Iranian missiles started hitting their hotels, their airports, and their residential neighborhoods. President Trump took note.
The president telling me, quote, "We were surprised. We told those countries we've got this, and now they want to fight. And they're aggressively fighting. They were going to be very little involved, and now they insist on being involved." The Iranians, the president said, quote, "shot into a hotel. They shot into an apartment house. It just made them," meaning the Arab countries, "angry. They love us, but they were watching." There was no reason for them to be involved, unquote.
Even globalist institutions like the Atlantic Council recognized the dramatic shift underway with a March 2nd headline that read, "The Gulf that emerges from the Iran war will be very different." This is not coincidence. This is a realignment in keeping with what President Trump is building with the Abraham Accords and the Board of Peace. The empire has spent decades and decades keeping the region divided and dependent on its political and economic framework. The Accords and the Board of Peace were shutting down that game. And now Iran's missiles have accelerated the next phase, driving the same Gulf sovereign nations that signed or were on the verge of signing the Abraham Accords into a de facto military alignment with the United States out of the simple need to defend themselves. So let's put this all together. Sitting in the Oval Office, President Trump publicly denounced Britain's strategic and economic policies. He ordered the United States to replace the King's Insurance Company in the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran's own missiles drove the entire Gulf into Trump's arms, building the sovereign nations coalition that the old imperial system was designed to prevent. The old order will not go quietly. The risk is real, and President Trump is taking it on behalf of a future free of imperial manipulation. Members of the Promethean Action community are better equipped to understand that than anybody. In times like this, the world needs people with strategic clarity.
She said Promethean.
That's her little group name is Promethean, the Promethean Alliance or something like that. It's you know the reference, right?
Yeah, I absolutely do. Wow.
So,
yeah.
But it's interesting. I mean, this is the whole
I feel like I need a shower after the Kool-Aid from that.
Right. The Kool-Aid, as Flat Bob says. I never drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh my God, I'm using that. Thank
it's
you.
So good.
That is awesome. I can't do the Q-tard things. Oh.
I don't believe that anyone, he says, Flat Bob says, in government is going to save us from the government, but that's just me. That's not just you.
We've investigated ourselves and we've found ourselves innocent.
He said he was going to drain the swamp, and all he did was let in more. But don't you realize, Flat Bob, it's 5D chess. He's playing the long game. He's letting them think.
You are so in the past. It's 19D chess, bro. Get it right.
Oh, my bad.
You missed like a lot in there.
See, I thought I had updated to 11D chess, but I guess 19D chess makes more sense. Yeah. My bad.
19.
But yeah, it's wild. And then, yeah, exactly. 17D is probably even better, actually, because of the Q reference. I love it. 17 is the number they use because it's
okay, gotcha.
That's Q.
Letters
that's
in the alphabet.
For Q.
Okay.
Yeah. So every time Trump says Q, it doesn't matter how many other numbers Trump ever names. If he ever says the word 17, they're like, it's comms.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look. I get it. Because like before you realize how deep the rabbit hole goes, I guess you could say, before you realize certain things, there is if it appears at the outset that there is a solution, a natural solution to the oppression that you're seeing and the globalist control that you're seeing, you want to believe it to be true. Whether or not it's true is something that you have to figure out with discernment. But it's to me,
we call that hopium.
I do now. Yeah, I do now.
It was fun in trading. Back when I was still teaching people were like, it used to drive me crazy. We have all of this information on what the stock should do. Right, this is back with shit tickers. And I would always have people, I hope. Are you already in it? Because you weren't supposed to already be in it. Like, it hasn't done anything yet. Oh, yeah, it's going to moon. And I'm like, oh, all right, good luck with the hopium. Oh, I was a dick about it, too. And I'm like, hopium does not make you any money. It takes your money. Same Z's with everything.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true.
Tool.
I love that.
Oh my God. Oh, so the whole normie thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of back in the trading world, but it's like backstage. Like nobody actually knows I am. So whatever. I'm trying to get more stats, things like that on futures, right? So I'm watching a couple different futures traders, and one of them eats healthy, works out, blah, whatever, all this stuff. Okay, cool. So the other Virgo the other day made a comment, and I'm like, he's a normie. I'm sorry, I can't. And he goes, but he eats clean. I go, he drinks Starbucks, and he thinks that going to a restaurant is eating clean. He's a normie. He's like, I mean, that's literally like my fucking line in the sand with people. Like, if you think that drinking Starbucks and a restaurant's going to give you clean meat is your version of having a clean life, I'm sorry, we're not on the same page.
I know.
Anyways,
and then
he's
you can
a
taste.
good guy, has good stats, but nope,
Yeah.
not going to communicate with him.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, if you don't have to share, but
Okay.
is there a specific ticker that you like to trade, a specific future that you like to trade, or you do more
M&Q.
commodities, or
M&Q.
what's that?
I do micros on NQ. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's my thing. We have a ton of stats on SPY and NQ, and so ES and then NQ, and then I trade the micros on them. It's so much easier to do, 20 micros than 2 contracts, because then you can get out on a stagger versus just, well, shit, I already sold everything, so I covered everything, whatever. But
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
and so they do move together. Well, not exactly, but you'll have a move up. They both move up. You move down. You have the differences. So on days that I need things to be slower, it's always ES, so SPY. On days that I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this shit, and my brain's working at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll trade NQ. So or MNQ. But yeah, nope, that's it. I used to trade like hundreds of shit tickers and have spreadsheets, and like I had BAMSEC, which is you look up all of the filings and everything in it. Like I had all these subscriptions back when I was doing shit tickers still. And when we switched over to futures, I'm like, I don't need all of this. Yeah. I was saving like at least $150 a month on just all of the news sources and everything else. Now we have the calendar, and then wherever it is on my screen, so I don't even know where it is. But we just use the Forex calendar for like when shit's supposed to be posted on news and updates. We have CPI, I think, on Wednesday, and that's like it. And then you have to worry about Cheeto tweets also. So stop losses, save fucking accounts, because yeah, that motherfucker will be like, oh, let's just fucking fuck up the market right now. So
yeah, let's throw a tweet out that throws everybody off balance.
Yeah, and the algos don't know what to do with it. It's really funny because of the way he's been wording stuff lately. It'll seem like it's positive, and the algos are like, short it. It's just, we're like, what the fuck just happened? It was positive. Oh, he said this one word that the algos picked up. Damn it! But yeah, you have to have hard stops all the time. It is like, yeah.
Yeah, Amy, actually, Shiva is a day trader. We had a really nice conversation about day trading on the Philosopher King a couple weeks when he was on.
Nice.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is yet.
It's cool. Yeah. Oh, you haven't met Shiva yet? Oh, he's a good dude.
I haven't been online like hardly at all. So, I mean, obviously, I was supposed to start the podcast. I got through 3 episodes, and then spring started. So I do the short videos. I got that going for me.
Yeah. No,
that's about it for right now. And then I do a 1-minute video. It takes 20 minutes to upload it. So, because we don't have Wi-Fi, so I either Bluetooth transfer it up to my computer, which we do have fast internet on the computers, but yeah, my phone, I have SOS right now because of this stuff. So
there you go.
I have to actually go outside if I want to upload anything on my phone, because my bedroom and my office are Mylar, so I get 1 bar, and most of the time I'm on SOS. It's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's the thing I'm going to miss now that I'm in the RV. That's the thing I'm going to miss about the container home, because the container I was in a metal casing. Like, nothing came through. I didn't have cell phone service, nothing.
So Mylar is really cheap. You can get a box of 100. I actually recommend getting the bigger ones. So it's a box of 30 of the bigger ones, and it was like $21 or something. And so this room has 1, 2, 3, 6, This one has 11, like all the way around. And then my bedroom has 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I used, what is that, 24? I used the box for $21 to completely protect my office and my bedroom.
That's awesome.
Totally fucking worth it.
Yeah. Sounds like I need to do some remodeling on the interior of this RV.
Do it. You're like, so I live in a child spaceship.
It's
actually really cool. Like a lot of people are like, that's like a little kid spaceship. Yeah, except this actually has a purpose. Duh.
Did you ever want to grow up, or did it just happen?
What does Mylar do? Mylar blocks EMF and RF, and if it's grounded, it blocks 100%. Yeah. So this, or my office is completely grounded. So I've got, I don't have it on my desk anymore. Maybe. No, I don't even know where it's at. So I have I just had my roll of tape, whatever. Anyways, so I have copper foil tape on the backs of everything in all of the corners. So everything is connected. And then I run lines across the bottom. And then I actually ground. So in my bedroom, I've got a grounding line that goes out the window. And then I've got another grounding line that goes into the plug. And yes, all of our plugs were checked. Fuck, when we first moved in here, we had to redo like most of the electricity because, luckily one of our favorite neighbors is an electrician. So that was, how do we do this?
You'll appreciate this. I have grounding sheets. So I actually have copper interwoven fabric. Is then plugged into the wall for grounding.
Good.
Of course, the outlet checked.
Yeah.
Even my mouse pad at my desk right here is plugged into the wall for grounding. Like I'm grounded everywhere I can be.
So to save the sheets, because if you're sleeping directly on the sheets, they only last for about, I don't know, I would say about 30 washes. Okay. So the trick is to have that and then put linen sheets on top of it. And then you just wash the linen sheets and it saves the
because the linen still conducts?
Yep.
Nice.
It's amazing. So I've got a cotton linen blend and those work also. Like I've tested them just because I'm weird about sleeping on linen. It's a little bit crunchy for me, even if you wash it a bunch. But in the wintertime, when I can handle the weight and the warmth, whatever, then I'll use the linen. Summer, cotton linen blend only. So yeah, but then you save your sheets because their sheets are expensive.
That's a good tip. They are.
They're worth it, but they're expensive. So
I love it. Yeah,
shadow
it's like
band.
a fair.
Who's shadow band?
I think
all of us.
No, somebody was saying. Amy said the dead game. I see very few comments of yours.
Gotcha.
But many on the screen. Odd. And I think that's what he was responding to.
Yeah. So if you guys talk about, what was it? Health and wellness, that's the current algo that's shadow banning. I've been with my, I have a grok that I use. So with that, I have it check every couple days to see what the algo is actually banning. And this week has been anything health and wellness. I was like, really?
Interesting.
All right. Yeah,
well,
it's interesting.
Suspiciously coinciding with the MAHA aberration that's been being talked about.
Totally sus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Totally a coincidence, though.
Totally.
No correlation at all.
There's nothing connected with that. What are you talking about?
Right?
17D chess. I'm gonna start doing that. Thanks, Blue.
Yeah, I love it. 17D chess and what was it? The Q-Aid from
Q-Aid.
Flat Bob.
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
the Q-Aid.
Yep, that's going to happen. Nobody around here even questions when I say Cheeto or Mel Gibson. It's really funny. Like, I actually live in a pretty awake area, so it's awesome. Like, you can have real conversations with people, and they're not like, oh, okay, so actually my government loves me, and they're not poisoning. They're just like, oh my God, these motherfuckers. It's really funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually like one of the things that I think it takes some time, I think, before, because like, look, I'm looking for someone to settle down with, right? Like I'm single right now. I'm looking for someone to settle down with.
Okay.
I want a companion for life. That's all I want. But anyway, so
Make sure they're
it's
not
just funny
vaccinated.
because like you, after a little while, you just start to get more direct, and you're just like, yeah, let's talk about this, and this. Where you at?
I mean, it makes sense. I'm like that with making new friends. So
I mean, I know I have friends whose marriages are on the rocks now because they woke up and their spouse did not.
yeah.
That's tough,
Yep.
man. That's tough.
Yeah. I
When
have
you
a lot
start
of
to
friends
actually
like
kind of
that.
see through all the BS, and your like heart starts to thirst for the truth and to detach and unplug from all the BS, and
Yeah.
you know,
It's like, do you believe or do you believe in NASA? Yeah. Okay. Bye.
right?
Are we on a spinny watery globe? Yeah. Oh, all right. Bye. The government loves you. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a definite ow.
That's a definite out. If they think we're on a spitty watery globe, but they accept the pushback like they'd never thought of it before, they're open minded enough to consider maybe they just haven't encountered it before. That I'm okay with.
I've found with a lot of people, as long as they're open minded, like I'm a believer. If you have one thing in common, you can start a friendship.
Mhm.
But you both have to be open minded and you both have to be willing to listen to the other side. For me,
Yeah.
I am to the point where I don't have time to listen to the bullshit and I don't have time to teach people on an individual level. So that was the main reason I started like my huge thread that I did, because people were contacting me individually and I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm sorry. And 90% of people that contact and want information never follow through. So it's like, why did I just waste hours of my fucking time and you go and eat McDonald's? Go away.
Speaking of being friends and disagreeing, I am going to probably weep, and it's going to take me a couple days to get to forgive you if you're right about D3. If when I research you're right about D3, I'm going to be so crushed
I
because
love
I love
you. Sending hugs.
somebody hold me. Just kidding. No,
I got a
no, I
lot
appreciate
of
you.
when I posted that, I got so much hate, and I was like, you guys, all you have to do, and this is even for you, all you have to do is look at the amounts. And yes, cholecalciferol, it's made from some oil in sheep, something, whatever. I forget exactly what it is. It's actually all in the thread. But when I started noticing the all of the bullshit with it was actually years ago when we were looking at rat poison, and that's why I included that picture. And that is actually a picture from my garage. We got the cubes for the mice or whatever when we first moved in here, and got them, threw them out, and I was looking at the bag. I'm like, holy shit, this is literally cholecalciferol. And everybody was like, it's in very high levels. I was like, okay, well, what's considered a high level? So everything that I pulled up is based on somebody who is it's a 150-pound female or a 200-pound male, based on how we metabolize things.
Okay.
And when I posted it, so many people were like, no, you need it. I'm like, or you could just do grow lights. Like I have grow lights all over my room, and I'm
Right.
totally good. And I actually didn't lose all of my tan this year either, because probably because of all my grow lights. But I never had any issues at all with minerals or any kind of deficiencies, because I've got all of this going on. And so many people contacted me. They're like, how do I get grow lights? And then that was another fucking challenge, because man, getting incandescent grow lights, whoo, yeah, that you can find them, but it's hard.
Speaking of not losing your tan, if anyone hasn't noticed, I definitely did lose my tan.
Jonah is a ghost. Both Ted and I, when we first got on here, were like, holy shit, dude. Jonah, you need to go outside, bro.
Right? Blue says, I heard another gem today, Allie. I'm a queen-ager. That's hilarious.
A queen-ager?
Amy says, I was once
You're gonna have
shadow
to text
banned
me and
over
explain
requesting requesting Rihanna's song Russian Roulette. That's funny.
Huh. I didn't know that was a song.
Jonah looking for the open debate. Let's see. Russian Roulette is the title. Yeah, it's actually kind of a disturbing song, especially if you watch the music video. I saw it like 10 years ago, and wild.
You know what's a
Don't
fucked up
recommend
song?
it.
And I can listen to music now. in this timeline, I can listen to music. Remember before how you guys have run it and I'm just like, I can't do it. It's horrible. I can listen to music. It's so cool. But so Logan, dog, when he gets a ball, he is a fucking psycho. I mean, he labby, whatever. It's so funny. So I'm like, oh, you're sweet, but you're psycho. And then I was like, holy shit, that's a song. Like it came up one time and I was like, oh my God, that's a song. So I watched the music video for it and wow, that has way too many likes for like she's killing people in there. Like she's drugging guys and taking them home and killing them. Like, and there's like millions of likes on this fucking song. I'm all, why? Like, why? So, anyways, we changed the word on it to like when he has the ball, and then he has this thing where like he'll get in front of you with the ball and he starts running and he acts like you're chasing him, even if you're just walking. He's so excited. So, yeah, we changed the words and like made our own song with it. But
that's hilarious.
It was great. Anyways, yeah, a lot of songs are really jacked up. What was the other one? What's her name? Billie Eilish. She was an absolutely adorable kid, and now she's like demon everything. I mean, she admitted she.
I mean, same with Miley Cyrus and so many of those Disney.
She also admitted she sold her soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's crazy. At what point? I've always wondered at what point are they required to sell their soul? Because as a kid, they're just like sex toys. But at what point do they have to make that decision to go on the dark side? I don't know. And obviously, we're not going to get an answer to that.
I don't even know if they how much of them actually are sufficiently free, or they've just been deceived into thinking that they freely sold their soul. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
And this is why I always
distilled water.
Yep.
Yes, I can drink distilled water in this one too. It used to make me sick. It would make me feel deficient.
Do you find the lead spectrum to cause weaker stemmed plants?
No. And I do not have the cheap ones either. So the ones that I have, it's Baria. It's Baria. It's weird. It's not hard to find. But they are a full spectrum. If you notice, they are here. I can turn it a little bit. There we go. So they are not the pink ones. The pink ones actually were killing our fucking plants when we first were looking at everything. And when we first started growing inside, I tried, I want to say 4 or 5 different bulbs. And of course I started with the ones that we could afford, and those instantly were killing everything. So we got out of it, and the flicker was horrible on it. They have a flicker, obviously they're the LED lights, but all of our plants just grow absolutely amazingly. If you guys have seen the cocoa beans that I started, so chocolate plants, those are under these exact same LEDs, and they're just growing amazing. They're so healthy. But the cheaper ones, absolutely, we've had issues where they've just died. And then we had one, it was a full spectrum, but it was the red undertone on it, which somebody said was good, I think, for citrus or something. So I was like, whatever, I'll try them. We had ridiculously tall plants, which means they're not getting enough light, and they were all like just super heavy, falling over. So no, these lights I absolutely love. I will not recommend any other kind of LED.
Have you tried the electroculture where you kind of coil copper around them, or have
Jenna,
copper
I feel
in
like
contact?
you don't even know me.
I would imagine you have, but I'm making conversation for the people. Come on.
Oh, are you? Okay, cool. Dork.
Play along, girl.
I fucking love you. Why, yes, I have my entire yard. And actually, you can't see it in a lot of these, but I have, I do 6 gauge. We just get the wire, so 6 gauge wire. Cut them in 10 and 12 inch pieces and straighten them out and just shove them in all the plants. I was actually told not to do them in all these plants because they grow really fast. The other Virgo was like, your indoor plants are growing like a little ridiculous. I just propagated, I want to say like 60. And he's like, where are they going? I'll find he's like, you need to sell them. I'm like, okay. So yeah. For outside, we use the 5-foot, and then I get the 10-foot also of the 1/2 inch copper pipe type M, and I wrap 10 gauge around it. Those are amazing. That's in all of my beds outside. And then all of the trees that we just put in we just used the bamboo ones that we had still in Vegas. So it's got 1/2 inch. Is it 1/2 inch? I think they're 1/2 inch bamboo, 3 and 5 feet, or 3 and 6 feet, I think is how they come. And then they're wrapped with the 14 gauge, I think is what I was still doing when we were in Vegas. So we shoved those in all the trees. But yeah, electroculture, 1000% will never go without it.
I love it.
So amazing.
So
Can you tell what my passions are?
I love it. I love it. So we're reaching the end of our time together this evening.
Yep.
About to fade it out. Any final thoughts for the people before we wrap it up here?
Grow potatoes.
Reminds me of a great joke. How do you kill an Irishman? Take away the potatoes.
Oh, 1 sec. Keep talking.
Yeah,
Half a sec.
All right, let's go through some of the comments here. I'm rejecting all music commentary from Shiva,
okay.
Amy says,
Dropping
who
shit.
said Hindu.
Okay, there we go. For those that
Bajans
don't
suck.
understand how crazy I am about copper, where is it?
There we go.
Jonah, have you seen this? I don't need it in my office,
in your Twitter post, in your X post, I've seen it.
Hang on, there we go. All right. So I built this. Magic. Which way is it? There. That way. It's like reversed. There we go.
It is.
Boom.
Perfect timing, because Blue just said I'm going to wrap myself in copper and go snuggle myself.
Yes!
There you
Do
go.
it! And text me
There you
also, because
go.
I haven't talked to you today.
Dead Game says not familiar with titles, but may have heard some. Eat more sweet potatoes. Anyway, better for you. I love it. Well, I think it's about that time. Thanks, everybody, for hanging
Love
out.
you guys.
Remember to check out phoneboothpodcast.substack.com. Thank you, Allie. It's been a lovely conversation. What a joy.
I had an amazing time. Thank you.
It was great. Yeah, thank you for everybody in the comments for hanging out and chatting.
And hugs
For
for
your-
the vitamin D3. I'm sorry. You're welcome to text me. I'll give you options.
I'll be licking my wounds for the next couple days.
It's okay.
Hey, we've been through worse, you know?
We have. It's fine. We'll survive.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you, Allie. It's been a joy.
You also.
So,
All right. Have fun,
good night,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.